ready to go at it and claim their spot in the finals of Champions of the Fog Season 7. With that said, we are starting off with Dunder on the Nurse here, immediately finding survivors, heading back into the corner here. They do find the Claudette. First tag on the Claudette, running back towards the dump truck here, see if they get any distance. No lucky break to get any distance, but they do get stuck a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of a head check. There's a, nah, that was not the collision I was wanting, and have to see if they're able to make up for it in time, and they will get the head around the corner. Fairly quick down here, as I think we were sub 45. Oh my goodness, there's no shot. There was a survivor in the wing. Absolutely fantastic recovery there from the survivors, able to block that. We do see Thrilling Tremors as it has activated on the Gen. They're going to get attacked on the Nia as well. The Savior now under attack, but disappearing as they were the lucky break survivor. Another lucky break, you might say, for the survivor club, but they will go down. They do get found on this side of the map. However, lucky break still intact when they get off this hook. And this will be first hook coming in for the Nia. Corrupt is down. And it looks like we're going to be getting not a basement hook. They're going to go for one next to basement. First gen coming down as well for these survivors, not wasting any time whatsoever. I would imagine that would be the Vittorio and the A's doubling up on that generator. Maybe also trying to see if they get a reset on the Claudette as well. Yeah, there's the reset coming in. You might say that this is the classic methodical survivor behavior. Get your reset, get your gen, sneak on in. You've got plenty of time. You got plenty of resources. Who drops pallets against Nurse, right? However, the line of sight that this Nurse has to the rest of their generators and the field, for that matter, they can kind of patrol at least 4, possibly even 5 gens if you count the one beyond the hill. Just jump up there real quick, and if you know a survivor comes back for the grab, blink right back to them. Yeah, we're going to be seeing them wait out the second stage here. Understandable to, you know, maybe get out a second gen here. Maybe even a third gen if they're really quick about it, but I imagine they are more than happy to break 2 of these generators. The question comes is, there's definitely some 3 gen potential here, and the question is how are we going to see them break that? There's the blink loaded up, and finding the A, sprint bursting away, so this probably is the Deli player as it is sprint burst. And definitely wanting to get this survivor out of the way, as that is a lot of potential second chances lost to these survivors. Ace, however, a little bit of a magic disappearing act there, as I have no idea where they disappeared to. That was the most magical Ace I have ever seen. They walked around the corner and vanished. Some next level crouching skills there. I need a masterclass in how to hide from this Ace. Oh, but they do find him. They're coming in for the unhook, and they're going to take the hook trade here. Imagine we're going to see a slug out. There's the slug. Will they be able to hit it on the 10-second mark? There's the pre-drop, preventing the Nurse from getting good lines out here. Lucky break going to be the saving grace for this Nia as they run around the edge. 2 more gens popping. 3 gens now completed for Eternal here, and Nia is gone to the side. There's Vittorio coming in for the potential pickup to save the Unbreakable for later. And yeah, Nurse is going to have to result in just settle for a tag on the Vittorio. Not wanting to hook aces, that is obviously a very good use of second chances here. Surprisingly, breaking the gen over here by the hill as well as they get a hit through the window. The first up coming in for Vittorio here. It looks like they'll be going right back to the same hook. Now the question is, can you break this gen setup here, as these were the gens that the Nurse has the most line of sight on. Reset on the Nia. I imagine we'll be seeing a reset on the Ace as well, as they are probably in a corner. Well, there's the reset on the Ace, but there is a survivor coming in, seemingly. Curious where they're heading. I'm wondering if that was the Nia, maybe. Nurse doesn't seem to think so. Yeah, this is the Claudette that was saved earlier by the flashlight. And there is renewal, I am guessing. There's no way that was Deli. This survivor hasn't unhooked anybody. Now trying to figure out what to commit to here. Is that that chase with Claudette probably not what they're wanting. And yeah, there's the renewal on Vittorio. Survivors have fully healed up. They have reset their pressure, and now it's up to the Nurse to try and find something to grab onto, and they do find Vittorio heading into the corner here. Vittorio ready to waste as much time on the edge of that as possible. They do take a quick blink and tag at the pallet, running past the fun buzz, running back into the shack. No, they're not. And they will take a tag around the truck as well. Second hook incoming, barring a decisive strike. Sorry, I just think the fun bus is always on the side of the map. I forget that there's a dump truck occasionally. I always think that that's fun bus. Interesting, coming back towards this gen that they know is being worked on. And it does have a bit of progress on it. Yeah, Ace going to be chased off here. Thrilling, giving them good ideas about where the survivors are. It looks like they're going to be able to give Pop Goes Weasel to this gen as well. I can see the 3 gen they hold on to is probably going to be tighter. I don't know if they're going to be able to defend that 4th gen in the corner now. Man, these survivors are so stealthy. I am absolutely in shock of how well they block line of sight. Ace does take a tag, and I don't know if they are going to commit. Yeah, they're going to go back to this. Look, maybe try and secure a death. We do see Nia, though. That is the survivor that this killer wants to see, as both the survivor on hook and the survivor are death hook now. And you do hear a little bit of progress on the central gen there. Long blinking. There's a lot of progress on this gen. I matches with Claudette. Yeah, and this survivor's doing a lot of good time wasting time. There's the 4th generator popping. They do get the unhook on the Vittorio as Nia takes a tag. And it looks like they're going to be heading back here potentially. Not after the Claudette. I think they want to get the Vittorio out of the game as they are on the side of the map. They know that chasing this survivor results in this gen getting done. Yeah, the survivor's correctly calling out that this is going to be the case. Wondering which survivor this is. Yeah, it is Vittorio. They want to cut this off. They don't want to let the survivor get distance, as you know the other survivors are going to be rotating back around to the generator that's been worked on. There's the quick blink. There's the down. Question is, can they get this hook in time to get the Pop Goes the Weasel on the gen that has most progress? Or, yeah, we see the survivors resetting, and I imagine this nurse breathing a sigh of relief seeing that all these gens are blocked. Not the one in the back, though, as the survivors are resetting here. And this will be death hook for Vittorio at 1 gen remaining. Doing a quick check on these generators, and they're going to be going back to the corner gen. Failed skill check's going to cost them 9 seconds on that generator. And surprisingly, not as much progress on that generator as I would have expected here. Ace ready using sprint burst to get around the corner just a little bit. And they will be taking chase into the back, leading them away from this generator. Looking to go for long ball, but doesn't, and he's going to take it down here. Spirit, I'm sorry, I'm gonna call this killer Spirit so many times today. Well, looks like the survivors has split up to all 3 different generators, and Nurse looking to maybe end things and wants to slug out the Ace, assuming that, you know, Unbreakable already used. They do find the Nia. A fantastic target here for the Nurse, as this survivor is also dead. Ace still on the ground, and this Nia needs to run for their lives, make the chase last as long as possible. Nurse whipping into the back. There's the pickup on the Ace. I'm assuming that might have been the actual pickup from the Claudette, as I think Unbreakable would already have been used by now. Doing a really good job here around the rocks to the edge of the map. Wasting as much time. Another whip into the back. I think it's starting to get to the Nurse, and the Nurse deciding whether or not they want to keep to this chase, as they know these gens are firing away now that both survivors up. Ace has not been reset. So they will be heading back here. If the gen back here finishes, that is going to be absolutely brutal. Looks like it has a moderate amount of progress there, and survivors, yeah, Ace back over here. I think you just have to take a hook here and hope for some slowdown and regression. You know that Ace is going to have the deli. Might just have to eat it, though, as Nia's not an easy target. Ace doing a really good job using line of sight block, and yeah, Nurse not able to commit here, having to go back to this generator. They need to defend it. Their 3 gen, not the best, as the line of sight back here is a bit rough. I think they're gonna be able to pop it. Yeah, they come in and finish it. Claudette's gonna take a hit here. Nia back here as well, but Ace hasn't been hooked yet, and they will be fresh if they're able to get out of here. Taking a hit, however, might be in the Nurse's favor, as they do have a quicker recovery. And now Ace needs to get on an exit gate and try and get a survivor out. This Nurse needs to do damage. Oh, I think I just heard the Ace for a second there. Not sure. Oh, no, I think the pressure's kind of getting to the Nurse here, as they are missing a lot of hits on this Nia. Now with Claudette being picked up and this exit gate back here, you need to, at this point, let the Nia go. They're only worth 1 point with the hook stage left. You need to get these 2 fresh survivors down and on a hook. Either Ace or the Claudette would do, as both of them are potentially representing 6 points apiece. 3 points if they're allowed to leave, and yeah, it looks like they might have been trying to head back and maybe get a reset, but they will be able to corner this ace. Ace not even the one you want, as they could potentially deli and make a play here to get more points out. Again, anything as Eternal will be wielding the Spirit against this Nurse, and obviously you want to have as best of a Nurse bracket as you can here. There's the reset on Laudette. Ace still taking chase, blocking so much line of sight, absolutely brutal. Good W there, and yeah, I imagine the exit gates are ready to be powered now. There's the hit. Nurse leaving them on the ground for a little bit longer. There's the opening on the exit gate, and I think you just have to take the points. That was scratch marks. I'm not seeing things, am I? There were scratch marks back there. Is Nia back there with a flashlight? I think Nia's back here. This Nurse needs to be careful. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw scratch marks that Nia might be hiding, but that does not seem to be the case. Now the question is, can they execute a hatch escape? Nurse, knowing this is going to be putting them well away from the middle of the map. And that will be first hook. With 2 survivors still here, this is a tense moment. It is opposite side of Shack to get to the hatch, though. Do I imagine now you have 2 survivors ready? Deli in the pocket, potentially. Have to see what they do here. Again, it's already a really good score. There's the hit. They're going to come in. The survivors are here to take hits. No life burn coming in from the Nurse. Here's the second blink. Not going to be large enough, and I think they potentially get the ace out here, which is going to be absolutely massive. There's the body blocks coming in. There's the long blink. It's not going to be enough. Survivors are going to manage to escape with 6 full stages. Without further ado, here we are. Spirit immediately cracking out their power. Looking around, seeing if anybody's in the area. We do see scratch marks to the right and to the left. Survivors are definitely spreading out very quickly. We see Ada as well, making their way towards Shack, pre-dropping this pallet, and it looks like they're going to be taking chase into the backside of Shack. Spirit not impressed, and instead going back for the ace instead. They do have their choice of survivors, as they have not really touched gens just yet. Okay, I don't know what it is about these aces, but they are slippery, man. They keep disappearing. Ooh, good read there from the Spirit, but not quite in time, as Ace will get around the corner of Longwall and be heading back into the tile. Pallet being pre-dropped, not wanting to take any chances here. No double back, holding W, and Spirit's going to lead away. Seems like Spirit having trouble deciding where to dedicate to a survivor. Maybe also a little bit of a, ping, not hearing the footsteps where they think it is. Ada leaving preemptively, not wanting to take any chances, go into the 4 lane, and Spirit going to go back here to the 6 instead. No, just check it out. They do have another 45 seconds of Corrupt Intervention left. We see Crows coming back to that gen, so they know someone's there. Ada already pre-leaving. As soon as the Spirit turns around, Ada's like, nope, I'm out. I don't get paid enough for this job. And they all take a tag around the tree. Sloppy Butcher, as we see plenty of blood coming from that survivor. Extra slowdown for this killer. Makes a lot of sense. Your power does not hinder you from applying the M1 status effect. Which, to be fair, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think Spirit definitely is okay with having their lunge count as an M1. I don't know. Actually, considering Blight doesn't count, Nurse doesn't count, is it okay that Spirit counts? And despite the fact that they are a silent survivor, they will be going down here first. Hook coming in at about the end of the Corrupt. So Corrupt almost lasting the full 2 minutes there. First generator coming down for the survivors. Let's see if they can crank another one here in just a moment. We know that Ada's is not being worked on. They are banging out center gen, which is going to be a cruel blast mine to the face. They wait out that stun, and that will be a pop goes the weasel as well. A pretty good chunk of progress gone off of that generator now. We do see Survivor cranking away on here. Lori not having any of it, saying, no, I am good, thanks. Oh, but we do hear the gen being worked on over here. Ace will take a tag around it as they do get the unhook. And it looks like Spirit will be content to go back for the Ada, as unless there's a 4 of the people here. Lori does finish the generator. And they do get the heal in the nick of time, as Claudette does take a tag over the top here. getting lithe for a lot of distances. The power is still coming back for the Spirit. And it looks like they might be able to get the Tractor. It's going to be really close. There's the Firecracker coming in. Oh my goodness. Fantastic read here from the Spirit as they do get a hit around the corner. And that'll be second hook coming in. Worth noting is that this killer, because a couple of fresh hooks got out last game, specifically I believe the Claudette, this killer can afford to fresh hook the survivors and just take their time. Another pop goes the Weasel applying to the center gen, going to regress at another 30% of the current progress. Ada getting pushed away from the gen, and let's see, killer previous round got 14 points. This killer can get a fresh hook on everybody, and then hook another person and kill them, and that's enough. A fresh hook on each survivor followed by a death is enough to secure the set win here against the previous nurse. And I think that's what we're seeing here is they want to camp this person out to second stage. Which again, if you camp out there's multiple win conditions here, as there was a couple of fresh hooks, but a lot of fresh escapes as well. Not to mention, looking at the gen setup, there are two gens next to this hook that are really close together, which I'm sure... No way, was that really... Is that Deliverance? I guess it is. Huge play coming in here, but they do get the grab. I'm assuming there's no decisive start coming in. This will be second hook coming in for the survivor. We hear Lori working away on this generator, be hooking downstairs, not going to be able to finish in time. There will be the third generator popping, though, as they will probably go up and pop the center gen here. Fourth generator coming down. These survivors choosing violence here. And given the task ahead of them, they might be able to pull this out after all. Again, personally, I would have been demotivated knowing that, you know, the win con is really steep here, but these survivors not backing down in the slightest and saying, bring it on, we can take it. The issue becoming now, if this survivor dies, if they find a fresh survivor and kill them, that will be enough to secure the set. So Spirit, obviously the survivors here not out of the woods here against the Spirit just yet. I don't imagine we will see these survivors come back in for this unhook. I think the idea here is finish your gen, try and get everybody out, especially protect the Lori if you can. And they do find Ada over here. Ace as well. Yeah, I think they're protecting the Lori. There's the unhook from the Lori, though, as the Blast Mine is triggered. Again, for those folks, and I agree, Blast Mine, fun perk, cute perk. You could argue even meme perk, but it's definitely not just a meme perk. It is an absolutely savage perk that burns the eyes of our precious, beautiful killers. And I think that we should have a moment of silence for our Spirit's eyes there. Moving on, though. They do seem to find the ace over here, as this, I believe the survivor has already taken a hook one. No, they haven't. There's two fresh survivors. Yeah, Ace and Lori both fresh. I am sorry, folks. I am wrong. Two survivors are fresher. They do get the heal on the Claudette. And this Spirit actually has kind of a monumental task here. Is if they down the Ace, kill them, or kill the Lori, I believe that represents a tie condition. So first set being tied would be very interesting, and honestly a huge a boon for Aeternum here, as that's what you want. However, body blocks coming in. They don't want to give Ace away for free. Don't see the Ada anywhere around. I'm imagining they're trying to finish the gen as we speak. And this will be first hook coming in on the Ace. Worth noting is that he's right next to an exit gate. There's the final generator. We did see a crow there. I am wondering if Survivor might have already snuck back here. All right, let's do some mental math, folks. We have 5 points on the Claudette, 3 points on the Ada. That's 8 points. If this Survivor dies and everybody else leaves, that is a tie. That is 14 points, 6 stages leaves. That is a mirrored tie to the previous game. If the Survivors want to win this, they have to get this Ace out, which means getting the exit gate open. There's the open. Do the Survivors accept a tie condition? They do. They said, fine, we'll take the tie. We're happy with that. That is going to be a tie set for set number 1, and is now going to be progressing into the Blight Mirror coming up next. I personally, as someone who gets to watch from above, I would have loved to have seen the survivors try and make an unhook attempt. But if Lori gets caught up in that and Lori dies, then you lose the set. So I think in the end, it does make some sense. Especially, oh yeah, Ace with Overcome, not able to get any distance there. They are not the survivor to try and save. No sprint burst, no life, no nothing is spawned here. As again, we love Suffo Pit, right? Suffo Pit, age-old name in competitive. White checking the side of this map, make sure that no survivors spawn back here so they can leap to the corrupted side and maybe find their first chase. I love the back checking that we're seeing here, methodically making sure that there's not a potential random spawn. We do have the Shroud of Unity, so all survivors have to spawn together, but as one would expect, there's some caveats to that. Occasionally a survivor spawns away from the herd, you might say. And so Blight making very sure that's not the case, and they will be going back into the shack site here. Still not finding a survivor. I haven't seen a game where the survivors... I've seen one game this season where survivors hit out the entirety of Corruption. We're about a minute in. No survivors to be seen. No progress on the generator. Aeternum survivor is very interesting, as I think that they will be attempting to wait it out. Yeah, Blight's saying, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to start checking lockers. Like, these guys are stealthing out like crazy. To be fair, though, an early pick from a locker here would be kind of devastating. But checking the edge of the map, Blight senses something. I was like, why am I not seeing my survivors? Where is everybody? Not going to lie, if survivors actually manage to stealth out the first 2 minutes of the Corrupt, I will be very impressed, as that is tough to do, especially against a kill with this much mobility. You don't know where they're going to be going at any given time. Very unpredictable. We're nearing 20 seconds of nothing. I'm not going to lie, I don't think the Blight realized there was a survivor there until the chase music happened. Chase music, no longer, you know, mechanic for the survivors. It's for the killer. And that will be attacked through the pallet here, as Crept is just now expiring. So again, they waited out almost the entirety here, but I imagine because this first chase has started, survivors are not working on the gens just yet. There's the pallet landing. Do they get to this pallet? They will. They'll pre-drop it, making sure not to get a hit. And now running back into the 5 o'clock. Running around the corner, they do have a pallet here. Not a particularly safe one against a slippery Blight play. Oh, but the vacuum! Well done by this Ada. However, two tokens used, and now this is a very much dead zone. Getting another hit as well. Blind to boot, trying to waste as much time as possible here is very obviously to the keen-eyed observer. This is a brutal strength, as these pallets are getting absolutely munched on. And they do eventually go down this area. Now a complete dead zone as the pallets have been thrown, and this looks like it's going to be a first hook, potentially basement. Yeah, Blight will be taking a basement hook here. Makes sense as you have two gens on either side of the shack, which look really juicy. Survivors do break their first generator on the suffocation pit side. Curious to see if we're going to see a second one pop shortly, as that might have been two survivors on a gen. What would be interesting to see is if we see not only two gens pop here, but an additional third one, as that first one might have been set up a little bit early, but survivors, nobody on this side of the map. They may be looking like, okay, let's get our generators, you know, out of the way as quick as possible. Also, maybe trying to set up a survivor for an unhook. This middle gen, though, has a lot of progress. We see Scratchers leading away, and there is a Pop Goes the Weasel. Who would have guessed Blight and Pop go together like bread and butter? Ace running down to get the unhook here, and it looks like there might be a hook trade. No, they want to deny it. They say, nope, we're going to body block. We're going to body block all day long. There's the body block coming in for Ace, trying to get the Ada out, but I don't think it's committed. They do get the body block, though. Ace going to go down for the Ada, securing the safe unhook, as it's going to be well past the 12-second mark for this survivor to go down. So they will have Deli in the pocket, most likely. We see Clyda coming in here trying to make this gen pop and not quite able to get it set, as they were not taking chase. Two survivors on the ground slug, and in chase of the third. This is not where you want to be. Potential snowball. Ooh, absolutely vicious hit through the window, and that might be costly here, as two survivors still slugged out. You know that Unbreakable is going to be coming in clutch here. Blight doing their best. They do force the whiff, though. Absolutely pivotal whiff. Blight even saying, like, yeah, good job. You might have just saved the game there. However, I'm not seeing a pickup. Ada, the first one getting picked up, not the Ace. Curious how that's the case. Maybe Ace not being with Unbreakable. They do find Ada working on this generator now. Running back into mid. There's the pickup on the Ace. Mind Games coming in from the Blight, doing some tricky stuff. And it looks like they, oh, but they bump on the collision, not able to get around the corner. But Ada doing some cheeky Mind Games of her own, refusing to go down. And the Blight's pressure kind of falling off here a little bit. Lori coming in to attack the generator. Blight saying, no, 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 let's injure you as well. But they get them. That might be one of the best firecracker blinds I have ever seen. And they get the pallet as well, not taking a Pocus hit. And now Blight, not wanting the Synergen to go, is going to dry kick it and look around. I imagine now Survivor's needing to reset. Yeah, there's the reset on the Claudettes. Being very methodical. Worth noting, though, is despite all the pressure here, Blight still has a very, very strong 3-gen on the Shack side, and breaking that's going to be difficult, but Survivor's probably at the moment making sure they can just get some basic points. There's a hit on the Lori, using 3 charges. Blight's going to have to wait a couple seconds here to get those back, and not going to commit at all. Instead, focus on a little bit of Blast Mine shenanigans. However, Survivor, instead of resetting, they pop a 2nd gen instead. However, only one Survivor uninjured here, and now Lori in the back, in the 3-gen, not where they want to be. Blight has the charge, is not going to commit, instead running around to the middle. They really don't want this middle gen to pop. I think the Blight is looking to hold a 4K2 here, potentially. I think that's what they have in mind. I imagine they would not be this protective if it was the case. They do get it, but they broke the 3-gen. Blight like, excuse me? And now, with the 3-gen broken, the middle gen is absolutely a must to hold down. We see Survivors on it as well. It is the Claudettes. First hook coming in on the Lori. And they will be able to chase the Survivor off. And here comes a Pop Goes the Weasel to boot. My goodness. Survivors are fighting back with a viciousness like I have never seen. And Blight still having a decent setup here. Claudette going to be in a little bit of trouble. Oh my goodness, the patience of that Claudette to... Yeah, he will take a hit though through the wall. But to say, the crouch instead of vaulting, insane. However, they're not going to get the unhook here. And now you've got a scenario that is absolutely nightmarish for the Survivors. However, they're going to actually just instant pick. I'm guessing the Blight very content to let this happen as, yeah, Survivors have reset. And Ace is going to take a tag going for the unhook here. Survivors haven't touched this generator, so no pop able to be applied. However, this Blight is getting plenty of fresh hooks here. Oh my goodness. If they had hit through the window, that might have made the highlight reel, folks. However, Lori in trouble as they will be taking a hit here. Curious, as they were unhooked, and a Survivor back here on the generator, so a pop is going to be applied to this generator as well. Blight now aware of where it's being worked on. I'm curious if they go for the pick here, assuming that the Survivor might be potentially decisive, as they are, you know, a Lori. What Lori doesn't have decisive strike? I guess this one, no decisive strike. And that'll be second hook coming in for the Lori. Only Survivor to not be hooked yet, I believe. Not the Claudette, I do. Oh my goodness, not getting hit around. I believe, yeah, Ace the only one left. There's the 4 other people on the Lori, transferring the obsession over to Ada, and now Ada being found as well. And they will go down by the gen. However, gens are noticeably split, so if you can get the one at Suffo Pit finished, at that point, 5 gens are able to be completed potentially, as there is a massive split. Ace back here on this generator is going to get called out, though. They have one more rush. Can they get the hit on the Ace? Ace just barely caught at the side of the wall. This will be first hook coming in here as well. Ada still slugged out on the ground, and this will be another Pop Goes Weasel. It seems like Blight is slowly coming into their own here, as the Survivor is not able to fully reset, and a lot of the middle resources are expended. Yeah, Blight able to rush all the way across the other side of the map. And it looks like they might even get a tag on the Claudette. 4 tokens expended, so Claudette has a little bit of time to run to the next tile. However, those charges are coming back very quickly. Blight wanting to maybe check on this gen, though. Not able to get that hit through the window. I'm pretty sure at that point, if they hit it, if Claudette had taken a third hit there, they might have screamed. However, Claudette working on the side. They have 1 charge left and not enough. So many 5 charge hits here from the killer. Unless they be going. Oh, if that had been a blind, that would have been amazing, but not able to get the second hook coming in for the Claudette here. Blight racking up plenty of points. Survivors desperately needing to break a generator here, and I imagine we might see them commit all together to one. Yeah, Ace over here throwing the pallet. Now it is a dead zone. However, maybe buying their team enough time, whiffing over the pallet, and they're just going to apply the pop quiz wheels. Do they commit to this chase or not? Yeah, they will. They do want this Ace down, as I do believe Ace is worth an additional 2 points here. Ace going edge map, trying to waste as much time as possible, and they do go down. The question is, after this unhook, do they break the Suffo gen? Can they break Suffocation Pit side gen before Blight is able to get over there and pop it? I'm not seeing any resets coming in. Ada and Claudette both injured. Again, for the Blight, on average, from what my experience has been, you want, on the Survivor side, to get at least 4 gens done. That is usually the average that you want to see. Blight, I think they're content to let this Suffo Pit gen go, as they did not save the pop for it. Yeah, they're content to let this one go. There's the unhook, though. I was wondering when that was going to happen. There was a crow back there that I don't know if the killers saw fly up, and Survivors are able to get this unhook without having to waste too much more time. But now the question is, how do you break the 3-gen? Not a traditional 3-gen in the sense, but with Blight being as quick as they are, able to make the distance. Generator has been touched. Ace and Chase now at the shack. Charges coming offline. Good mind game coming in. Survivors are healing up. The question is now, can you get a cheeky hatch play? Can you finish that last gen center? All comes down to this, but with 3 survivors left, I think, and again, Aeternum survivors have been playing absolutely out of their mind this game. But a 3v1 against a Blight, you've got the 4K1 secured at the very least. What's the plan here? And we'll have to see how they handle this. Another just beautifully close read from this Claudette. Playing, again, super precise, super clean. Blight, again, if this was anything else, these hits would have connected. But again, these survivors are just such a caliber sometimes that you just can't get them. They are slippery. They hug the corners perfectly. And it looks like Blight's going to be doing a lot of babysitting on these gens, dry kicking it, looking around for a survivor. Not checking the corner just yet, but as long as the callouts are really precise, it's gonna be hard for the killer to get a good pounce on a survivor, as it takes most of their charges. Yeah, Ada already pre-running, and the question is, does Blight take the initiative? They do. Claudette getting hit around the side there, and now with 5 charges expended, having to wait a couple seconds for them to come back. However, it is Hill. It is a dead zone back there. What's the play here from the survivors? We know that the survivors are split on the middle and the far gen. Could this be enough? Dying in the corner. Is this going to be enough time for the survivors to finish generator? Blight thinks so. They're going to be heading back to middle. I imagine the call out already well underway. The question is, does Blight go to the far side or they go to mid? Looks like they're going too far side. See scratch marks there, but they're going to leave them behind. About 50% on this gen, so they might have had enough time. Blast Mine coming in, possibly a potential reset period. Yeah, they do. They get a reset on the Claudette there. No pallets were wasted in this chase either, so they do have resources at their disposal. I'm not gonna lie, folks. If Aeternum Survivor Squad is able to pull out a 5th generator here, I am going to be absolutely shocked. And middle gen firing on 3 pistons. Blight, however, does see plenty of scratch marks here. They do find the Ada. Claudette has not been reset. And it is going to be running into the main building here. They do have the time, whiffing on the back, but there's Claudette's. Claudette potentially is having a sprint for a save, and they do have it. Doubling back, but not able to get a distance in time. I do believe this survivor is dead. However, we saw what the middle gen was at. We saw the far gen is at. Is there enough progress, or is this lights out? Was the Claudette just caught too far out of defensive position? Yeah, that is final hook there for the Claudette. 30% pop goes coming in on this gen. However, Blight rushing to the other side, eager to see what this gen is at. Survivor has it almost finished. You imagine we're going to see a call out here, but at the same time, you could go and work on the other one. We'll have to see how the Survivors handle this. That gen is like 95% and regressing now. Lori running into what is already known to be a dead zone. And I imagine if this doesn't result in a tag here, oh, but they slide off. If Ada's called back to that generator, they finish it. Lori says, yeah, come at me, bro. Catching up slowly, they will take an M1. Power is in pocket. There's the adrenaline play. Folks, are we looking at Survivors potentially getting it out here? Do we see Stages leaving this game? Lori taking a tag over the top. They do finish the 5th generator, though, which is absolutely huge for Aeternum Survivor Squad to try and hold out. And now Blight trying to figure out what execute they want to go defend. Do they defend the one that's next to the pop? No, they say, screw it. I'm going to go for Lori. I need the death. There's the... They get the exit gate open. That's a stage. That's 2 stages. Lori's been 2 hooked. They actually got 2 stages out. That's 12 points for the Survivors. Now the question is, can Lori get to hatch? And I'm not gonna lie, folks, these Survivors have played well. I don't foresee Lori getting to hatch. Yeah, Lori will be going back to the campfire, be the entity here. But they do get 2 stages out. Again, just hats off to these Survivors for playing so methodically. And again, nothing to be said bad about this Blight. Blight played so dang precisely, so methodically, constantly checking. The bump logic was just sometimes not in their favor. I think there were some really unfortunate bumps this game, which is just again, from someone who used to be a Blight main, I feel that. I cannot stand the bump logic on the rocks. And with that said, again, they will be able to get a 3K, 2 stages escaping here as the Survivors do complete all 5 generators on the suffocation pit. And Eternal has to do some work here. 5 generators is actually pretty good for Survivors, but 2 stages leaving. Also pretty dang strong here for the Survivors. So there's a lot to match. And unlike previously, Eternal would not be waiting out the corrupt intervention. Mind games coming in over the pallet, whiffing into the line. They're going to be able to get through the window here. Adam Francis wasting a whole lot of time, forcing the bump off the wall, but going to take the hit regardless. Again, I love these little finesse plays. That's so difficult for the average user to pull off, but these teams have muscle memory to say, oh, that's first rush. Let's block the line of sight and, force it to be, slide off the edge. That's just such good mind reading play from the Survivors. Bumping around the corner. Yeah, and it looks like Blight will opt to go ahead and hit the pallet, breaking it. 1 gen already down. Survivors wasting no time, even during the corrupt phase. And honestly, Adam doing a really good job wasting a lot of time around this tile. Blight, however, will take the hit, and first hook incoming for the Adam. 1 gen to 1 hook incoming. I imagine that was 2, possibly even 3 Survivors on that gen, as that gen flew. And now Renato nearby as well. Very curious to see. A little bit of moon rushing coming in, and they do get around the edge. Beautiful hit there. As we do see Survivors coming in for the unhook. They will get the unhook here, as well as the tag. Now the question is, can Adam get out of dodge before the hit comes in? They're just going to take the M1, and I believe Blight might be... They're not breaking out chase. They're going to continue on here. And without this door being broken, I don't know what they can do. Oh, that was a beautiful mind game there from the Adam, knowing that they could slide around the edge. Adam wasting a whole lot of time here. However, they are in the killer sites. The tunnel out is inevitable here. How fast can it be? And there's the down. Reset coming in on the Nia. No progress on the side gen, and no flashlight save to be. No decisive strike. That is going to be second hook incoming for Adam. Had to see if the Survivors fire back with another generator. Killer looking around. They do see a Survivor on the edge over here. Unhook. Bound to happen. No, not quite yet. Nia will take a tag. They do finish the second generator. Nobody coming back in for the unhook just yet. And the Blight trying to see if there's any survivors on the side. They do want to keep this 3-gen. This is a very strong 3-gen inside of the corrupt zone, on the suffocation pit side, very closely together. There's the reset on Renato, taking a tag, going into the middle here. And now Renato is safely healed up, having to go for the unhook potentially, but they might take a tag around the corner, using the chassis of this, the tractor very effectively. Now we see Nia getting a reset as well. We see survivors running back into the Suffo side. We see Nancy running in. We see Nia want to take a tag as well. They will get this unhook, but now how fast does the tunnel have to happen? Worth noting, survivors are all here. Nobody is on a generator. Nancy going down for the slug. Adam getting into the distance. Can they get a body block or any kind of help? Does not seem to be the case. It all comes down to how they handle this mind game. Using bump logic really well. Here comes the final one. And they do manage to whiff. Adam possibly getting into the center, but no, getting cut off at the last second. There's a power release. There is not. They did get a pickup on the Nancy. However, this survivor will be dying without a decisive strike or a save. And that will be first death to the survivors. 2 gens completed. And we do not know the situation of the gens behind Suffo Pit. They are resetting. Blight reading the situation very accurately, but there is no significant progress on the hill gen. Renato up top, waiting with balance landing in hand, I imagine, for this Blight to chase. Nia not being reset just yet, and now the question is, how do the survivors, I did not, you could go over that. Now I had to learn something. How do survivors break the 3-gen back here? And to be fair, they have to break the 3-gen. They also have to get some gens done on the other side. They're at 3 gens remaining. They need to finish these 3 gens, and they need to get survivors out. In fact, they need to get 3 stages out if they want to win set 2, 2 stages out to tie set 2, and not an easy solution when you're facing a Blight. 3 gens remaining, and this Blight is on steroids. Renato running into center here. Blight does have their charge back, not able to make the center. Bumping on the side, and they do take a hit. Where are the survivors? Are they able to finish the generators? Blight did do a precursory check on the gens last time, and they're going to be taking hook far back in the corner here. We see Nancy ready to take body blocks potentially, but no, they're just going to hook back on the same hook that Adam was on. I do hope they sanitize these hooks between the survivors because that's very unsanitary. Now it's going to be a pop goes the weasel to boot on that generator. For the Key Knight survivors, there is agitation in play, which, to be fair, no surprises on our side. Agitation, pop goes the weasel, very common. Not able to get the unhook potentially. They do. I'm actually really shocked that maybe a desperate measures on the Nancy, as I didn't think that was going to be able to result in a unhook. And now without a lie, that was Adam's same bump logic Eternal's killer ran into, and that is going to cost him the chase. However, they do get a hook trade here on the Nancy. I imagine wanting to put Nancy back here is this is probably the Deli survivor, unless there's always the chance that Adam was the Deli survivor. But with Lithe, I usually sprint burst. It could be a mix-up, but we'll have to see. Survivors, however, are finishing the 3rd generator. We see scratch marks around the corner here, seeing anybody's in the middle, but it does not seem to be the case. And they do find Nia. Both survivors, worth noting, are injured. I just now realized, yeah, they haven't been able to reset. And now you got plenty of pallet space back here, but the power is back. There comes the rush, bumping on the first 3. Getting a vacuum pallet, though. 2 charges wasted. And Blight's not going to commit to the chase. They're going to go back to the generators. Again, if you can just hold the 3-gen and not let it be broke, that is enough to hold the win here. Coming around, checking the hill gen. Good read, but no progress. Nobody over here. And I imagine we might be seeing a 59-second deliverance here from the survivors. Again, unless Nancy doesn't have deliverance. I imagine with the hook trade they do. And now wanting to make sure this unhook does not come through. Survivors kind of in, not necessarily panic or desperation, but no deliverance from Nancy going to 2nd stage. They do need to get that 4th generator in the distance done, as well as the 3rd generator. Honestly, at this point, I think the survivors are going to try and get a survivor out the hatch or do some kind of exit gate play, because I do not see them breaking this 3-gen. They can get the 4th gen done on the Shack side. They're both injured, though. I'm not going to lie, folks. This is going to be very difficult. This is going to be very, very difficult to come back from. Sorry, I am once again partaking in the Rogue Hydration to keep my voice going. Again, hashtag use code COTF at checkout for 10% off. There's the 4th generator like we're talking about. We did see a crow over here, but it might have been the survivor on hook that spooked them. Honestly, at this point, I think the only play the survivors have in their pocket is if they have Unbreakable still, they might try and set up some kind of cheeky hatch play since all the gens are on the Suffo Pit side now. Oh, good feat there from the killer. Honestly, Nia almost getting the mind game there, but now it's a matter of just finding the survivors. Oh, wait, Renato's like over... Oh, no, Renato's over here, cleansing a totem, probably trying to get inner healing online, but unless Nia has Unbreakable... Renato going down, that second hook for Renato. I think we're going to be seeing the 4K1. Yeah, there's the Unbreakable from the Nia. She hasn't been hooked yet. So Nia potentially the Unbreakable Deli survivor. And with Renato going to second hook now, that's not enough time to finish a generator, though, and get 5 gens and try and get some kind of out. Yeah, Blight looking around, not content. I think they just want to make sure that no survivor gets the generators down here. That would be a really, really strong player from the survivors. Blight needs to get back to Shack ASAP. That survivor dying out of position, super... Okay, about to say, I was actually kind of sweating there for a second. Yeah, they will be able to get the hatch play here. Where are the exit gates? The exit gates are not kind. These exit gates are actually incredibly bad for the killer. But the exit gate, it looks like they will be able to interrupt it. Oh, that's gonna be close. That is very close. The Blight made a very precise judgment call. They did understand the exit gates, and again, to reiterate, if that survivor left, that is a fresh hook. That would have been the win on set 2. Blight very, very precisely identifying that is a very big vulnerability, and they do get over there in time. I think that exit gate had a second left. It might have not had any seconds left. It might have been just about to open. Absolutely incredible set 2 here from these players, and that is going to be set number 1 a tie, set number 2 falling in favor of Aeternum, and it is now on to set number 3, where again, very interesting choice of killers. Eternal picking the nurse on the coal tower, and Aeternum will be bringing twins. Looking at the corrupt, it's a pretty good spread on the right side of the map here. Immediately spotting a survivor, I believe it was the Claudette, but not wanting to chase them just yet. Instead, it looks like they're going to be going after the ace here. We see another survivor in the distance. Survivors have successfully managed to break away from the starting point. Yeah, and even Adam at main building there. So survivors are all spread out, taking chase with ace in the beginning, going straight for the break here. And we'll have to see what this killer brought. Bringing out the Victor. Gonna be see if they get this hit through the window. Very close attempt. Not gonna bother going for the kick, instead just leaving Victor to do their thing inside the main building. Victor will be leaving, going back into 11 o'clock here. They do find ace, but there's the head-on play. Spicy head-on action here. Again, Blast Mine, head-on, both just incredibly strong perks in the right hands. And it looks like Twins might be setting up main building to make sure that they're ready. Yeah, Adam already on this main building. Imagine they're going to make the bounce landing in hand. And they're going to be able to get distance back into the map. We see 2 survivors over here on the 9 o'clock generator. Quickly running and breaking away. It looks like Ace will be turning around, splitting directions here. And it looks like they want to go for this survivor potentially. However, this tile not going to get them much distance as it is a 115 killer. They do have the window here. Vaulting into main building, and we'll have to see where Ace goes. It looks like they might have gone... Yeah, went straight through the building. Pallet is gone over here. However, they are quite a ways away from Charlotte. So they'll be taking a hit here from Victor, and they'll be going back into the middle of the map. And it looks like they're not committing. Looking to just split the pressure around a little bit. Again, these Twins matches, they can go quite a while. First gen going on for the survivors. I don't expect Twins to necessarily get a hook until maybe the 3rd generator, as the pressure from this killer takes a while to mount. And again, these survivors play super methodically at this level. Now Adam stuck behind main building potentially. Have to see where they end up going. Looking to see where they might have snuck off to, and I think Adam actually managed to get away from the survivors again. Victor does not see scratch marks. Yeah, and looks like the 9 o'clock gen looking to pop as well. We see what I believe to be is the Zarina here, missing the kick. Yeah, they're not going to be able to get the kick in time, and they do get a hit inside the locker. Charlotte coming back, and yeah, we're going to see these survivors disappear to the other side of the map. It looks like Ace has been healed. See a killer instinct from a survivor at Shack. Killer needs some pressure soon, as they have not been able to mount anything just yet. Now still looping around the Shack. They're going to be keeping Victor for a while now. Victor able to be recalled now, and they will recall them. However, if they stick to the chase, they are going to lose their 3-gen on the coal tower side. They're not going to get this hit through the pallet. Yeah, they're going to be able to pre-drop that and get their way back into the center of the... Twins is looking in a bit of a dire strait here. They need some pressure ASAP. And without a quick down here, looks like Ace setting up for potential... Yeah, body blocking the locker as well. They will get the kick on Victor, and now Charlotte in hot pursuit, chasing around the hill here. Ace looking to take hits potentially. And they are going to chase a survivor off the generator at 3, but they will be able to vault here. However, knowing that that's head-on, I don't imagine there's any other exhaustion perk in the pocket. And yeah, they do finish the coal tower 10 at 12. Doing a really good job using these tiles very effectively against the 115. Ace coming back here to take a potential body block. Yeah, they're going to take the body block here for Zarina, and not able to get the hit in the corner. And now Sarah's able to make their breakaway back towards the Shack. However, Claudette is here, but they are able to get live and get some distance here. This is going to be really difficult to mount continuous pressure. Ace still holding on to Victor for the moment. They will get a tag over the top here at the long wall for the 4 lane. And now the question is, Adam probably on another gen somewhere off in the distance. Victor is recalled. Multiple survivors. Worth noting, Ace still injured and broken, so Forced Penance to no one's surprise, as Forced Penance, very common perk here for the Twins. And I think they want to see where this reset's happening. No, they're just going to take the hook here, as both Ace being broken and Zarina not being reset. Not sure where that reset is occurring. And that is a damage notification on the top right for blood points, and so we do know that that was in fact a Scourge Hook Pain Resonance as well. First hook coming in as 2 gens remain. Nobody even on the 3 o'clock gen here. Now looking for another one. We see it someone at... yeah, I think the killer saw it too. Someone at main building just peeking their head out, but nothing just yet. Jen's not firing away on all pistons like might be expected. I think we might be seeing a reset. Yeah, we see Zarina did get reset there. Imagine Ace will be following shortly, so they are going to be trying to get some things set up. Oh, but there's the killer instinct. We see Adam here. Adam will probably be taking a hit. No, not able to get the setup, but they do block off the pallet, but they miss the pounce. Crucial pounce to hit there to re-injure the Adam and keep them guessing. However, this might be a hit here around the chassis. No, they're going to be very patient here. There's the hit. And now the question is, do they get the unhook in time before second stage? No, they don't. Are they doing the gen at Shack? No, they just gave second stage to them. They don't care. They're going to be jamming to the gen. It looks like they might be at hill. We see scratch marks leaving there. However, we see both survivors over here as well, so Sarah's not taking this lying down, going back into Shack here. Victor is recalled, and survivors do need to get over here for this unhook eventually. And yeah, without Adam seeing a reset here, I imagine they'll be popping the gens very shortly, as we don't know where Zarina is. She's probably back on the hill gen. Adam not being reset. We know both the generators are close. Yeah, Killer's missing it too. They do get the unhook there. Looks like it's going to be a renewal, since Deliverance is banned against this killer. And it looks like they will be going for the tunnel out here on Claudette. However, looks like Live able to get him fully around, and now Twins having to bring back in Victor. However, they will be chasing Zarina off this generator. Yeah, and there's the 4th generator, as well as we see the Claudette getting reset from their renewal. And now this being the last gen up, this is not looking good for the Twins. So Survivor even coming over here. Do they just try to finish this? I think they were trying to finish this. Ace coming over here at the last second, but not going to be able to get it, as they will take a hit probably around this corner. No head-on play, and that'll be a tag. We see Scratchbox coming back in. They're going to pop this last generator. Unless this is an injured survivor. No, it's the Claudettes. Claudette getting that Gen 99. It seems like they're all injured now. Not sure how that Gen hasn't popped yet at 3. I'm guessing the survivors didn't want to potentially risk it. And all survivors are injured. Killer coming back to check just briefly. Yeah, I don't imagine Claudia will commit without being very sure that... Oh, but we see scratch marks around the side. Survivors calling out. Adam getting out of dodge early. Ace coming in for the touch. They need Victor back ASAP. If they can get Victor back, they could potentially go on a spree here. There's Victor. Cooldown back, but we haven't seen the Gen at 11. Very possible that it's going to pop, and there it is. We have Adrenaline on the Claudettes. Is there an endgame package here for the Killer to try and bring this back? 2 survivors injured over here as well. Both of them getting in lockers. Here comes the kick on Zarina. Lots of potential outs here coming in for the Killer. They're running back over here. Victor about to be deployed once again. 2 survivors are injured. However, we do see that there is a haste status effect. Survivor running next to, no head-on play coming in from the survivors. Claudette, the one that they do not want to get because this is not representing many stages. There's the Oh, can Victor get a hit here potentially? That would be huge. Getting up on top of the hill. They're going to force the pick on Zarina, but that means that Adam is able to get the other exit gate ready. Regardless, any stages out here is going to be very difficult to mirror from the survivors as they have to take on Eternal's Nurse next. Here comes the pick. Yeah, and they do get Claudette up. It looks like it's going to be most likely a 5-stage 1K. There's no... I didn't see any progress on that other exit gate. They might be able to go over there and get one final one unless the survivors are running towards the 3 o'clock exit gate. Not sure. I imagine the twins here probably just wanting to secure this kill and not get any overextension. Though, again, knowing you're going against the nurse is going to be really difficult. We see Crow's Flap. They do have this exit gate ready. I don't know if they see the survivor coming in over here for the unhook. On second thought, it looks like they might have been... Yeah, they were thinking about it, but they did end up leaving. They might have been the survivor stuck over there leaving, and that will be a 5-stage 1K for Aeternum's Twins player. Not... Again, we kind of knew going into this, Twins not the same tier as Nurse. And while we have seen survivors play very well against a Nurse, in finals, you do not want to be in this scenario. The Nurse. Let's see how it goes down. If anything is possible here. Honestly, you couldn't ask for a better Corrupt. Blocking the Coal Tower Gen, blocking the 2 gens to the side of it. That is a fantastic Corrupt intervention for this Killer. And now survivors will be spreading out, but there's not much you can do as the choke point is very visible, and they do find an Ada on the edge of the map here. Not going to go for a second blink, just be methodical, taking an M1. However, now the follow-up blink going to be pretty quick here. And Ada says, bring it, I'll go down under the pallet, what you gonna do? Can't tell if this is a bluff. Nurse looking desperately around the edges. Maybe someone upstairs potentially gonna drop down and get the pallets done. We see someone over here though. There are scratch marks at the 11, taking a tag around the corner there. Laura gonna be running into the center. And maybe potentially a live. Yeah, getting a lot of necessary. However, they're gonna leave the survivor slug. Small blink, and they do go down at the edge map here, far away from safety, and they will take their first pick, leaving Ada under the pallets. No gens yet completed. And we do see scratch marks over here coming in for the pickup. They're going to need the pickup very quickly as hook just happened. Again, there are multiple win conditions here for the Nurse, and these survivors have to get some gens done ASAP. Ace, however, taking chase potentially, and Nurse saying, fine, we'll take chase. Taking a hit at the Coal Tower. Haven't seen Nia just yet. We see a little bit of progress over here. But however, Ada getting caught out here and will go down very quickly. Second hook coming in for this Killer. Again, no gens have completed just yet. And this is not the start that Aeternum Survivor Squad was looking for to try and bring us back. We see Survivors on the hill gen here. However, it's going to be pushed away as this hook's going to come in. We see Scratch Parts going in for the unhook. However, unconcerned, looking around for the ace instead. Possible lucky break as this ace doesn't show any signs. And the gen back here has a lot of progress. Nerd's going to stop by and apply Pop Goes the Weasel here. 30% off the current progress, and this is going to be really difficult for the Stars to come back from. Scratch Parts coming in, getting a tap on the generator, but all they can do is push it away. And now Nia taking chase at the long wall here, taking a tag, running around the edge, and they might be able to get a hook trade here. And I don't even know if they get a hook trade. Yeah, Nia's gonna go down at the hook, and with 5 gens remaining, and we know which 2 gens have the most progress here. They get the reset on the Lori. I don't know if they can make a comeback here. That's so many points gone. Nurse not even gonna bother with the hook, saying, nah, I'm keeping the Survivor on hook. You can go back to where you came from, Lori. And Lori's gonna get pushed away, forcing second stage here on the Ada most likely. Pre-dropping the pallet, vaulting over to get live distance as they know they don't want to get too blinked here. Second stage confirmed on Ada. And now come back over here, I imagine not gonna be they might be able to make it to a hook. Not gonna bother, actually coming back around to this side. As we know, Ace possibly coming back for the gen. Some decent progress being made on both these gens, but I imagine Nurse content to let this, you know, progress to full death stage. Blinking over to the Ace, but not seeing anyone. Looks like they will be coming over here for the unhook, but again, Lori gonna be pushed away. They're gonna take a tag, they're gonna go for the hook trade here, but I imagine the title out's gonna be inevitable. They get the pickup on the Nia, finally. Now Ada's gonna be in the chase of their life. They do finish the gen. Quick, oh my goodness! That was filthy. That was filthy in every sense of the word, my goodness. That's one for the highlight reel. That'll be first hook coming in on, no, second hook coming in on the Lori as Ace is left slugged on the ground. And folks, I hate to say it, but it is looking very bleak for the Survivor Squad here as I don't know how they power out the rest of these generators. First hook coming in on the Ace. At this point, if they camp Ace to death, that should be enough to force the tie scenario. Any other hooks in addition are just lights out. 2 survivors injured. Again, there is the mangled status effect add-on. Incredibly difficult to heal and reset. Nia wanting to force the pick here, as that would give them time to get the unhook. However, even with the unhooks here, they're going to need to do a lot more generator power again. We kind of knew this was coming. Twins, not the same tier as Nurse. And while Twins played their heart out, there's so much set up for this Nurse, and now Nurse getting a fresh hook there, pushing the Ada away as well. I don't even think there's a deli proc here. Oh, I stand corrected. Looks like there was in fact a deli available. Taking a quick hit, not able to get the hit there. Again, sorry, I have to take a road break as there's a lot happening, folks. And they do get the precise blink on the Ada. That is death hook awaiting Ada. And at this moment in time, if my math is correct, this is enough to secure victory for Eternal. Barring they can get this hook, but as you can see, Agitation going to be making up the distance here, and they will be able to get this hook. Even if Survivors are able to get all the outs for all the stages they have, that is 8 stages secured. With 4 gens remaining, folks, that is going to be Eternal taking set number 3 here. And again, with this first set being tied, second set going to Aeternum, third set going to Eternal, it all comes down to tiebreaker points, which is the total number of points accumulated throughout all 3 sets. At which point, as of this moment, it falls de facto to Eternal, as this is going to be a monumental amount of points. And now we're just going to see how the game finishes off. Again, not to be discounted, Survivors are putting up a heck of a lot of gen pressure. But as we know with these sets where the survivors know that there's a very harsh win condition to be achieved, survivors have to play super aggressively and super a bit more daring than you'd like to play against a nurse of this caliber. And so they might have been able to finish a couple more gens, but getting multiple outs against a nurse just super difficult. As Eternal, obviously household name in competitive DBD, best of the best, and obviously Nightlight, no stranger to the nurse. Very difficult win condition to be achieved, but regardless, with that survivor sent back to the campfire, we can confirm that Eternal will be taking the W here. So congratulations to Eternal for taking the W here in the semifinals, and they will be meeting up with Elysium next weekend for the finals of Season 7. So mark your calendars, folks. You do not want to miss that game, as it is going to be an absolute bloodbath, and it cannot be discounted enough. I'm sorry, it can't be discounted the effort that Aeternum, again, they came from Group B, won Group B, won a qualifier for Group A, and are now participating in semifinals against Eternal. Aeternum has played phenomenally, and I cannot wait to see what comes from them in future seasons. But as it stands, we'll be seeing the game come to a close here. Well played to both these teams. It cannot be overstated. This was an absolute blast to watch. And if you folks are enjoying, again, remember, all these videos, replays, will be seen on the YouTube this coming week for your viewing pleasure. All the finals, all the semifinals, all of Season 7 will be available on the YouTube as well. So head over there, subscribe. Again, we are so close to hitting partner on YouTube. And once we hit that, all ad revenue going towards the prize pools for Season 8. Lori showing off a little bit of moves here. I can't say I'm not impressed. Love the moonwalks into the live play here, as Lori's having a little bit of fun in a 1v1 scenario. But with that said, I believe we'll be seeing the last remaining bits of the game come to a close here. Lori doing a really good job with very little here, as they have not really dropped too many pallets past the one at main building for the live. Sick prediction there. Not quite able to get the hit. I'm still a little bit out of breath, folks. That was a wild game. And we are back to where it all started. The pallet where the Ada fell prone to. Now Lori stands, and Lori goes down one final time. Again, well played to both these teams. Congrats to Eternal, making it to the finals against Elysium next week. And obviously, Aeternum just playing super amazing. They have come so far, and I cannot wait to see what comes from them next. With that said, that will be the final hook. All survivors sent in a nice, orderly fashion back to the campfire. And that will be the end of our broadcast today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be back Saturday for the finals of Season 7. Season 8 soon around the corner as well.